Yo, what's good? It's Flywklr, and you're now rocking with the People's Champ.
Champagne that come on ice. Don't think twice, that could be your life. Ay. If you want that shit, gotta sacrifice. Ay. You gon' get left if you ain't right. Ay.
Paper cut on my hands from counting these bands. Do 100 push-ups before I hop in my bed. If you ain't seen me in a minute, know I'm getting this bread. And I don't never got my hand out, I'm grinding instead. 200 for the whip and I ain't rapping, it's real. I used to have a cool little chick in Beverly Hills, cause I mac like Ronnie, strapped like Tony. Never truly lonely cause these Hondas on me. Bitch, I live in Frisco with the view of the ocean. 3 whips in my garage, 1 tuck with my Brody. Diamond District with my jeweler, I'm just polishing my rollie. Champagne on ice, lobster in my ravioli was happy.
Welcome back to another episode of Artists You Need to Know. Today we put a little spin on it. You know, we got a producer in, you know what I'm saying? My guy Flywlkr, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good, having a good time, man. Just you know, watching all this hard work I've been putting in, start to do something, you know. So I'm just in here working every day.
Bet. You can go ahead and, you know, pop this interview off by, you know, telling us where you're from.
Oh yeah, man. I'm from originally born and raised Memphis, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I moved to Mississippi when I was about 13, 14. And I've been holding it down there, man, since then. So I'm in Jackson, Mississippi. That's where I do my work.
Okay. So what do you think has more? Do you think you kind of have an advantage being from like Memphis and then coming down to Mississippi, like with your music? How do you think that's impacted you? Music?
Yeah, definitely, man. I see it as a big advantage for the simple fact that a lot of the movement that I got to grow up around, you know, like with 3 6 Mafia being hot, Yo Got It being hot, you know, and, you know, just, man, tons of rappers, Gangsta Boo, just, man, Lil White, just so many people that were doing big things when I was growing up, and being able to see that put me to where I always kind of aspired for a whole lot. Mm-hmm. Moving to Mississippi, that was an advantage for me, one, because I'm from it's not the hugest city on earth, but it's really big when you move to Mississippi. Like, the biggest city here is still not as advanced as Memphis is. So I think it's been an advantage for me, for my insight, and just being able to help other artists kind of like streamline the process instead of, you know, thinking that, oh, I need to talk to this person, when in our reality, Mississippi is going to be a win for the whole state. So, you know, you don't have to worry about working with the hardest artists in the city. If you make a move that's cracking, people in Memphis will hear you, people in New Orleans will hear you, just because we like all these big cities, you know. So I think it's a huge advantage being from a bigger city and then coming to a place that's not as huge, but still got like tons of talent.
Yep, tons of musical talent there, definitely. So take me back real quick, man. Like, you first started to make beats. How did you get into it? Like, what was the day you was like, man, I'm finna just be a producer, I'm finna just make these beats? Like, how did you get into that?
Man, originally, so I grew up playing instruments and, you know, being a part of choirs and stuff like that, music classes, accelerated music learning, being around people in church, you know, and just playing around. So for me, you know, it didn't really hit me till I was about 12, 13. I wanted to start rapping, you know. So I had got into I've been writing since I was like maybe 5 or 6, like just talking about putting my own little words and rapping over other people's beats, you know. But when I got to be a teenager, I wanted to rap, and I wanted to create my own style. And what happened for me was I had looked into like buying a beat, you know, and seeing, how I get my own beat, you know. I realized that it's expensive, you know. So what that made me do is, man, I need to figure out how to do this. Like, how I know
the middleman.
Yeah, because I know that I hear this music but I can never find like the perfect beat for it. Mm-hmm. So for me, I sat down and I was like, you know, you can make that beat then. So I just started turning my ideas into like a soundscape, just making a beat for it, already having songs written, knowing how I wanted them to sound, whether I can make it sound perfect or just work as building blocks. That's how I got started, man. A family member taught me the software I was using, you know, so software, and I learned how to use it, read the manual, did all that, you know, and my mom gave me a computer that it was a family computer, like it was a computer in the crib, but I turned it into like a studio computer. I like took it over and then start adding stuff to it to make music.
Dope, man. That's super dope, man. Kind of take us through your college experience. You know, I know you went to college. You know, did you major in music? No, you didn't major in music, right?
Nope, I didn't major in music. I majored in what's called information systems, man.
Right.
I went into to the technical field, tech field, because how I look at it, you know, if you do music and you love music and you got a historical background in music, go to college for music is gonna lead you into one or two spaces. This is just my opinion. It's not a fact, but you're either gonna be playing in a band or you're gonna be singing in a choir or some kind of ensemble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't really want that. You know, I wanted to learn music technology or learn technology to translate it back to my music. So that's the reason why I picked my major. In school, we did music all the time. You know, like I linked up with my homie Pell, you know, my homie Staccato. He a real big producer, worked with Trippie Redd and a lot of people like that. But back then, we was all just college students, man, and we kind of put all our brains together and everybody was good at one thing that made it happen, you know. So we had producers, we had engineers, we had writers, we had all that, people who shoot videos, all up in our friend circle at school, because a lot of them was going to school for that, like going to school for business or film or, you know, whatever. So my college experience was like, we went on tours, man. It was nights where we out 4 o'clock in the morning at University of Alabama doing a show with Flywlkr, and then we gotta wake up to go to class the next day. Type, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was doing all the biggest shows in the city. You know, I went to Mississippi State, and we were doing all the biggest shows. So when Big Crit came, you know, Machine Gun Kelly, there was a whole bunch of big artists that used to stop through. And we used to do the shows with them. Like, we would open up, and, you know, that's just kind of what happened. You know, we had the same group of people I still work with to this day. We teamed up and, you know, we just made it happen.
Yeah, so that played a big part of your development, the college scene, and just getting that experience, man. That's super dope.
Yeah.
Not to, you know, make you brag or anything, man, but I know you've been doing your thing, man. You've been going up, man. You want to talk about some of the collaborations that you've done, who you produced for lately?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, my first big production credit was Currency. I got to do a record with him, you know, and that's one of my favorite artists. Always has been, just because music kind of created the soundtrack to like what I felt like I was living. You know, I ain't gonna say I was a stoner, but I was into fashion. I smoked a little bit, and I was on a vibe, you know. So I always looked up to him, and being able to get my first production placement with him was crazy. And that just led to everything else, man. I just recorded with Bodie James, he from D.
Yep.
I recorded him about a month or two ago, and he came through, and we just had a good time. It was good vibes. Just did a record with Dom Kennedy artists, Niko G4 and Larry June. That was hot. You know, of course, I produced Dear Silas, one of his biggest records to date. You know, from the city, one of the biggest records that came out of the city that wasn't like David Banner. You know, and this track called Skr Skr, you know, it went crazy viral off the memes and my homie Pell. We don't do much production work, but nowadays we do a lot of brainstorming. I still record them time to time, and it's crazy, man. You know, so it's a big thing. I don't work with some cool cats. I done been around some dope people, and I got way more on the way. I do everything. I don't have a manager or nothing, so every connection I make, I do it on my own. You know, I know that might not be a good thing to some people, but it's just better to navigate all my relationships myself, you know, because you know you be the same person you're working with.
Facts. And that's the next question I was going to ask you, you know, like, how did you create some of these collaborations? I know you say you're doing it on your own, but, like, what are some things you're doing, like, you know, to make these connections and these collaborations and this networking?
I say, man, for me, like, I always been a humble, genuine dude. So I do, man, I just took all the money that I was making, you know, whether it's on a job or whether it was student money from school, like, I just invested it back into myself. So I just put myself in scenarios, right place, right time, because, you know, how I ended up linking with Currency was I was producing for an artist that was under Jet Life, you know, and me and him got a good relationship. We linked up off Twitter way back, and he purchased a couple beats from me, and he's used them, and he had a nice glow going when Currency signed with Dame Dash, and they moved to New York, you know. So everything kind of led into another thing. Like I ended up running into, this gonna sound crazy, but I ran into like Nipsey people way back in the day, you know. I got his email address, you know, and he sent me an email talking about sending him some beats, you know, and I sent him a pack. Ain't nothing come from it, but what did come from it was me getting connected with Dom's artists who I work with now. Yeah. Because Dom and Nip were real close. So he was always around them. And yeah, that led to that. But I put myself in position. I put myself at the right place at the right time. Like, if my homie was doing a show at South by Southwest and he performing with Wale and Hannibal Burris gonna be there and Joey Badass gonna be there and all these people gonna be there, like, I made it my point. However I gotta get there, I'm getting there. I'm gonna be in a room, they gonna see my face, and I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna introduce myself. And that's just how I work it. Everything organic. You know, I do a little bit of stuff through email, but I've noticed that, you know, a lot of the success I've gotten has come from organic link-ups. Like, I linked Niko after talking to him in the emails for years. I went to LA in February, and he came through my studio session, you know. So right before, you know, we chopped it up and just had a good time. So for me, it's all about putting yourself in a good position. I tell them, like, ain't nothing gonna come to you. So if you sitting there and you waiting on it, like, it might not happen. So you got to put the fire under your own ass and get out there and move around. So that's what it was for me. Like, I was talking about, I'm going to music festivals, linking up with my brodies, because he opening up for Black and Lil Uzi, and I see Young Dolph in the back, and I like, Young Dolph, man, your music hard. Let me get your email so I can shoot you some beats. He shot me the email. I shot him some beats. Ain't nothing come from him yet, but organically, if we see each other again in the future, like, we can tap back in and be like, hey, I shot you some beats. He may not have seen them. Ain't no telling how many emails he get. You know, so I can be like, yo, man, I shot you some stuff after I seen you at Jambalaya this year. Hey, I still want to work. You know, yeah. And I put myself in front of them. You know, I'm not scared of introducing myself. I'm not scared of rejection. None of that. So if it's like, this is my career I'm thinking about. So it's like, I'm going out on a limb. If you be like, nah, bro, I'm good. You know, because I had artists that tell me that. Like, it was an artist, I ain't gonna say his name, but we was kicking it with each other in LA. And I was like, yo, let me sing you some beats sometime. He like, oh, I ain't working on no music right now. And that's cool, because he in another bag. But, you know, either way, I know there's still a connection that can be made if he decide to hop back in, because everything organic. You know, I just end up in the right room. And I think that's a big thing that lets you know you're moving in the right direction. When you just look around and you like, dang, he here? And you like, oh, yeah, I'm where I need to be at right now.
Thanks. Let's get into the I know you call yourself a part-time rapper, man. Let's get into the rapping side, man. You plan on doing anything as far as rapping? What's going on with that?
I'm always rapping, man. Whether it's something come out or not, like, I got a hard drive full of songs. So I write songs. I come up with chorus ideas for just about every beat I make. I've been rapping before I started making beats, so that's always gonna be something that I'm passionate about. Singing, whether it be rapping or singing, like I always put records together. But right now, I'm in a space where I feel like I'm making some of the best songs that I made in a long time. So I may actually put out a creative project with some lyrics on it, just to let people kind of hear what I've been working on. The good thing about I'm in a space now where some of the artists that I produce for, like if I want a verse or I need a feature, like they're willing to do it, just because we've been working or we built our relationship. So if I need a feature from some of these guys I don't work with, it ain't nothing, and that's the dopest thing about it. Even though I'll do everything myself, I engineer, I record myself, I make my own beats, I mix stuff, I send it to my partner in LA to master it, but I'm a part of my whole process. So, that's easy. It's easy really, because that's why I never really pursued it like on the forefront, because I was trying to invest in the people around me. Like I know how easy it is for me to be like, I'm gonna keep all these beats and I'm gonna make a project, because I can do that. I can make a project today if I wanted to. Right. But I like to pour into other people. So, that's what I've been doing right now. But, I'm at that point, even with my little cuz, I invested in his rap career. And I'm at that point now where I feel like I put a lot of work into everybody else's stuff, and it's time to cook up my own.
Okay. We were looking for that. We definitely be checking for that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna.
So, far as like some of your favorite producers, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw a couple names out there who you mess with.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I like just about every producer. Like it's not really a producer that I don't rock with, but like I rock with everybody because I like what everybody bring. Like I think everybody flavor in this production stuff is completely different, and some people just find a formula that work and they take over the game. So with that being said, right now, my favorite producer, all my favorite producers, a lot of them are from Mississippi, but Twisted Genius, he produced for Lil Baby. And we went to college together. He went to Mississippi State with me. Trail Got Wings, he produced for Future. Man, everybody, Future Gunner, Young Thug, all that. He went to Mississippi State with me. He from my section.
Mississippi State putting out them hitters, huh?
Huh?
The Mississippi State putting out them hitters.
Yeah, we got Mississippi period, man. And then of course Weezy, that's one of my close homies, True. He related to Weezy. And he put me on Weezy a long time ago, like when Barter 6 came out, and just to see how he took the game over super quick, that was crazy. He Mississippi by way of Atlanta, so he still Mississippi fan. And then when they go to my different tier, I like the young cats. Them young cats doing their thing right now, but I rock with Turbo, because I live out of Ghana. I don't know where Turbo from. He might be from the A. Turbo Slap. Murder Beats, of course Pharrell, Kanye, man, what's my guy from Mobb Deep? Not Prodigy, but Havoc.
Right.
Havoc, Mobb Deep, man, Pete Rock, Ninth Wonder, Monster Beats, they produce for Currency, produce for Wiz Khalifa, everybody, Big Germ, Thundercat, Tyler the Creator. Like I can go all day long, bro. Like, cause I really rock with Father dope. He from Mississippi too. Man, it's so many people, dog. Like, but I rock with just every sound. It's not really a list of people, but in the city right now where I'm at, got this cat named Sigma. He's super dope. Y'all gonna be hearing a lot from him. He putting in work right now. I think he gonna be the next big name producer out of Mississippi. It's another cat, my dude Glow Gaines from Dallas. Man.
They go all day.
Yeah, because they my peers. A lot of the producers are my people. Mastodon, he from Jackson. Man, the list is crazy. It keeps going. Luke, he did the one with Silas and Big Crit there. I Got It. And me and him got a lot of work together. He crazy with it. It's just a cat named Charles Palmer in the city. Most of my favorite producers are from here. Flex, my dude Flex, he went to Jackson State, but he from Detroit. He produced for 42 Doug and Lil Baby, a whole bunch of people. He fire. Y'all need to check him out. But his name Flex on the beat. And I know him just from being down here in Mississippi, but he move around a lot and he cold. And my dude Staccato, last but not least, that boy fire. He produced something on Trip that freestyle with Juice WRLD and Trippie Redd on Trippie Redd album. It's called 1500 or something. And he did Negative Energy with Cody on there. Yeah. He fired. He in his bag at all times. And that's who I came in here with. Like, we first started out cooking together. So I could go on for years, to be honest with you, because it's so many. But if I had to go upper echelon, top tier, Kanye, Just Blaze, No ID, Sports, Dr. Dre, Young Guru. I listen a lot. Justice,
Of course, Pharrell.
Yeah, Pharrell, Justice League. Pharrell, of course. I listen to more Pharrell than anything. With that Chad Hugo.
Is he your GOAT?
Yeah, man. When it come to like changing the game and making music that people thought that couldn't be made, like by somebody black, and really putting a face on like a new wave, new sound, new era, I rock with Pharrell tough, man. From the fashion to the music, like all around. Dude crazy with it. Right. But yeah, I like everybody, man. Hit Boy is a monster. For real. And then Wonder Girl hard. I love female producers. It's a lot of them. And my homegirl Vash, she produced for like Insecure, the TV. And a whole bunch of people, man. She hard. She super hard. She got some real wavy stuff. But like I said, I can go on for months.
I feel you. Just the you dropped a lot of great gems, man, in this interview. But you have any advice for some up and coming producers, that's thinking about getting in the game or in the game, trying to get their feet wet?
Yeah, for sure. What I tell all up and coming producers, even up and coming artists that I meet, man, or that that's on the way to doing this thing and they're really passionate, is don't always put a dollar amount on your talent. Like sometimes you have to get your name out there, and you have to, just invest in the future of your music. Learn about the business of music. Learn about how to get your publishing royalties. Learn how to get your masters. Learn how to, make money that you don't have to work for once that beat is out of your possession. So get as many artists as you can to work with your stuff in your city. You got to conquer your city before you can do anything else. Like, the reason why I work with the people I work with is because in my city, like, I'm a name that they say when somebody's looking for a producer, because I put content out with artists that's solid standing. So build with your people, build with the environment you in. Lil Baby not gonna want to hop on your beat if you're not hot in your city. Like, he hot. So if you taking over your town and you making noise, trust me, like, these cats, they big names, but they hear about the small names. They hear about the cats who putting in work, because it's 9 times out of 10, the way this stuff connected is somebody in your city that's connected to these guys, no matter who it is and who it is. So put yourself in position. If an artist coming to town and it's a big artist and they doing the show, if you see the option to get a general admission ticket for $35, but you see the VIP package costs $300, go ahead and invest that $300 into yourself. Get yourself behind the scenes, and then go talk with people. Don't be goofy. Don't be wacky and playing around. Go back there and stay on your toes and on your tools and network and talk to people. Don't be getting all drunk, and getting out of character. Like, you ain't gotta do that. It's research for you. You may present a first impression that lasts on somebody that got pulled. Like, it's cats who I know that work for big corporations with music, and it's people that they simply won't work with because of how they presented themselves. So always make sure your presentation on 100. Talk to these cats like you talking to somebody with a job opportunity. Don't be running up, hey, my nigga, I fuck with your shit, bro. This shit hard as fuck. Because then you just sound like a fan. Like everybody, people say that to them 100% all the time. You know, ask for a moment of their time. Yo, if you mind, if you free, I want to chat with you a little bit about this and that. I'm a producer. You ain't really got to mention the people that you work with unless they ask. Like sometimes the artists ask who you work with. And then you lay it out. Don't be like, hey, man, I produce with this person, this person, this person, this person. Because then they don't care about this. It's like, you come to me to tell me who you work with, or you come to me because you're looking for an opportunity to advance, you know. So keep it professional all the time, and put yourself out there. Like, whether you got to do it for free now, it's going to come later. 90% of the beats, when I first started out, 90 to 100% of the beats, I just gave to people. I ain't charged people for it. But a lot of the stuff I'm making money off of to this day, that's from back then. I didn't get no money up front, but I'm still getting income off of it. So, you know, look at it like that. It ain't all about, this ain't a money grab. You know, this you building your career. If everybody could start their business off at the top, you would. But you got to grind, you got to do the groundwork. So do the groundwork. Make sure your business is straight. You can get sued out here. For real.
Simply put. Simply put.
You can get sued. A lot of stuff can happen, man. You can get cease and desist, where you have to take your music down and then take away income out your family mouth. So you just make sure you keep your business straight. And if you ever need some coaching on it, like, holler at me. Because I love producers that's passionate about their craft. And they just love to work, because the money gonna come. You ain't gotta be out here doing it because you want the money with it. That ain't how you start out, unless you already hot.
Right. So, before we wrap it up, man, I just want to know what's next for you. You know, what do you have coming up? You know, what's next for Flywklr, man? Super producer.
I got a couple things coming up, man. Right now, still locking down some more placements in the future, man. Just every time I get a new placement, they give me a new win. I get new people coming to me for inquiries and they want to work with me. Mm-hmm. So I put myself out there. Of course, due to COVID, I can't do a lot of the moves I had planned for this summer. But you know, I'm still sticking to it. Like, however I got to get in touch, I'm gonna get in touch. And I'm working on a project right now that's gonna be like an EP from me with some original music on it. I'm also going to do another one that's going to be just beats that I produced, and some of the artists that I produced for along the years, getting original verses and original content from them, kind of like how DJ Mustard and Khaled do. I'm going to do something like that, something real major. So, excuse me, I'm trying to start with Mississippi right now, and hopefully reach out to some of the big artists in Mississippi, whether I get a drop, get a skit, you know, something like that, you know, just to make it go crazy. So that's the next thing is on deck, man. Right now, I'm in the process, since we're kind of on this COVID break, I just been getting everything structured, like making sure my LLC tight, making sure all my ends is right, getting this bread up to invest in whatever I do next. So, you know, that's the biggest thing. I tell everybody I know, you know, I can't announce what I'm going to do next because I'm still working on it. But yeah. The structure and format of what I want to do next, I already know how it looks. It's just all about getting the people to participate right now. So that's the phase I'm in. I'm in that research part right now, trying to get these verses and get these hooks and get all that cracking. But I'm putting out a piece of music that's on my own time. Ain't no telling when it's going to come out, but I'm almost finished with it. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, bro. We all gonna be looking for that, man. Flywklr, man, thank you for your time, bro.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you coming on the show. Flywklr, not an artist, not just an artist, but a producer too. A producer you need to know, man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, peace, bro.